Hi everyone, you're watching Janna FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. But first of all, let me introduce the sponsor of this video, simplefx.com, which offers Forex and cryptocurrency CFDs trading. You can see this site right now on my screen, and the links to simplefx.com you can find in the description under this video. Okay, so and starting with Eurodollar as usual, so let's see at the possible trades you could have this week and at possible trades for the coming week. So this is 1 hour chart, and you can see the yellow squares here on my chart. This is where the possibility of the trades. Look at that. So this is the previous week. We were here, remember, and on Monday market had movements, and from Monday to Tuesday, you can see it's created really nice little channels. All right. So as you remember, we're always looking for small channels. Again, example for those of you who the first time watching the videos. This is the consolidations, and they could be wide, they could be that narrow, and also the patterns, remember. Okay, so this was a good example of the small little channel. So here's your trade. Again, you see another winning trade. And then from Tuesday to Wednesday, you see it's created another little channel, which also looking like a little double bottom, but still I would rather say it's a channel, especially if you will go on a smaller chart. Like what I'm trying to tell you is that looking for the channels from 15-minute chart to, I'm looking it up to 1 hour now, because it's getting wider, it's a bit more let's say chaotic, and I'm looking for slightly bigger ones too. But these are good examples of the smaller ones. Again, you see it can be on any charts. I know also on the big ones, but I prefer not to trade big ones because they're a bit more difficult to trade, especially if you're trying to close the trades, let's say in 1 day or maybe in just few days. Okay, so this is another trade and another positive trade. So you see afterwards there was pretty much nothing created. So now what to expect, you see I've pointed out, marked this area, and this is, you see, as a very wide channel. Okay, so I do not really like this how wide it is, but I'm looking at this area now, and of course the coming week I would be expecting breakout from the channel and possible to go for the trades. Okay, so let's just have a look at the bigger chart so you can see where we are now, because we now the market created the bottom. Okay, so you can see, and that level I can move a little bit higher. So I was trying to move it. It's not easy to do because on a different time frames it's going to move a little bit, you know, a little bit high, a little bit low. So roughly it's this. So what I need it for, I just need this area. Okay, so like I'm saying, it's plus minus. We do know I have this bottom now, and what I need it for, so if the market will break out from this area, right, which I point out, so it will go down, and it might not go all the way, so it might stop somewhere around this area, right? So that I would expect it, maybe it will go according to the bottom level of the channel. Okay, so that's what I needed pretty much for. So to see if it will go down to there, we'll create something around here again, like it was here, right? And then maybe it will go back up. So I can presume that for some time it might sit in this area. Okay, so it could possibly sit in this area unless it will break that level and go up, because what we have, I still have the first thing is head and shoulders, right? Remember, I've been talking about head and shoulders for many weeks already, and so right now is trying to take trades around this area. So of course, looking at that and expecting possibly it should create a shoulder. Okay, so maybe for some time we will be trading again in this range just like it was previously. Okay, so but we're still here underneath that level, and just like previously we had double bottom here underneath it. So of course that's what I'm saying, it can happen again, but it doesn't have to be exactly double bottom. Maybe it will be triangle, or maybe it will be pennant. Okay, so that's why I'm looking at the bigger chart, so you can see the area is what to pay attention on. Okay, so if it will not break that level, then we're looking at this area. So that's how I will be looking at it. And so that's pretty much it on euro dollar. So coming back in here, of course, with the opening market, I can expect it might jump out, and we already had to win this with the news, and so it might jump and cover it a bit, go down. Maybe if it will be very slow. So first I will be looking, of course, at a smaller little channel, and if it will give a little channel, something like that, like very narrow, then possibly go for both ways again trades. But remember about that level, of course, protect yourself, and of course. Then go down, and then where it could be stopped slightly higher. Remember, because you see on a smaller chart this level is a little bit lower, but just virtually think it might be a little bit higher. So as I'm saying, if that will move, it may stop around here, so you know that it's using the bottom and going slightly up. Okay, it's what we see on the bigger charts. Like I'm saying, it's not going to be exactly correct. It's on different charts, it's a little bit different. So that's what I will be looking at. So right now we do have this area. If it will go down, then it maybe create something similar, and then we'll be looking where it will be. Maybe if it's like enough space between this area again and go to down the horizontal level. Horizontal was pretty much correct level for me, so that's what I would be looking at. So that's it for now. Okay, so that's the euro dollar. So now we're going to pound dollar, and okay, so this is, let's just go quickly on a smaller chart, and this would be possible trade. Okay, so you can see on Monday it's moved up, down, and then created just a bit of the consolidation before this big drop. Okay, so it's not huge, but still a good movement to make some profit. So what happened now, you see all week was absolutely nothing is for me, and it's came back again to the one of the areas right around this level. So I would wait for any consolidation. Okay, so any consolidation, this is very good opportunity here. If it will again consolidate, not going to make huge movements, then I would be looking for placing the orders buy, okay, and sell. And now look on a bigger chart so you can understand what I'm trying to talk about. Remember this area, so we have a little bit of the shoulder, so that's why possibly you can see how this level is too high on the bigger chart, but you saw on the smaller chart is very close to this one. That's why I would pretty much just concentrate on the horizontal level. Okay, on the smaller charts they're pretty much about the same distance, about 20 pips between them, and so that's what I would be waiting for. Why up? Because it might create maybe it's a head. Okay, so it might create a shoulder. We'll try to come back in this area, and at the same time this might be a bit too small head for now, and of course it might have a bit of consolidation, a little bit go down and maybe come back, and we'll have a little bit of movements around here just to give a little bit more symmetrical and a little bit better head. You see, that's why it might not just go all the way straight up. It might just sit in here for a while and consolidate. Also at the same time, of course, it might create triangle here, so you might sit in this area, which is also going to be considered slightly like a head. Okay, and then we'll try to go back. So you're talking a little bit about further ahead, so you can see the main picture as we go down into this area. So that's why anything creating here for smaller trades would be pretty good. Go either to sell or either to buy. Okay, so it could be a possibility of both directions, but like I'm saying, first of all, looking at it as head and shoulders, and before that, as possibility maybe a little bit of triangle or pennant, something here. Maybe it would be like a flag. Who knows? It might go something like this. Okay, so something like that. But starting from this little area. Okay, so this was quite easy with pound dollar. Now we're going to dollar yen, and going in 1 hour chart again, the smaller one, and this is where I gave you already pretty good entry point. Remember, this is where we were, and you had the yellow square, and that's what I was telling you. I would have been waiting for a consolidation, okay, and placing the order. So the first thing was, I see on the bigger chart now that in here it will be as a shoulder, right? We had shoulder previously, and this was expectation that it should break and create as a shoulder, kind of something like this, right? Remember, I was telling you, be careful. It might not touch the bottom level, but it's actually did it and even broke it. Okay, so this is your another winning trade. So you see, so it's all going, it's all working according with the strategy system with levels, and of course the news, right? Don't forget about the news also. Follow and see what's going on and happening, not just financial but also political news. So here we go. You see, and a little bit jump out. Then this is another trade possibility, right? So it started to create like a little pennant here, and it's broke and came back in the same area. Okay, remember, that's what I was telling you exactly previous week, that it will break, and if it is shoulder, it will be trying to come back, right, and giving something similar to the previous shoulder, and it's exactly what it's been doing. dollar yen is pretty good with creating the patterns. Okay, so so you see another second trade on dollar yen. And what now? We are back into this area, okay? So a possibility of the shoulder, right? At the same time, we do have upside down head and shoulders possibility. It was double bottom, it's a double head, I would say, and this could be another shoulder creating. So what's expect next? So it's either can go up, right, or go down as usual again. So what to look for? I created, I placed a little bit more levels on the bigger chart here. You see, so because sometimes head and shoulders can turn into the diamond pattern, okay? So here is the possibility it could be because the shoulder was broken. This would be the neck area, right? When this was creating the shoulder, it's broke it a little bit and went behind the neck area. So and then came back. So that big drop could be a little bit of the diamond pattern. And so I draw these levels, which I'm going to remove afterwards because it just you have to bear in mind. So virtually remember about this. What can happen is because when you're expecting this is head and shoulders upside down, then quite often people would expect this shoulder, right, creating the shoulder and then all the way go up, but it could be stopped by this level, right, as a diamond. A possibility, if it is, could be a diamond. And also if you're expecting that head and shoulders and then that movement will go up and will break the shoulder area, that's what sometimes the again people could be confused. Why is it breaking the shoulder area? So it's not head and shoulders. So and now you know if it will break this level, okay, the shoulder, the top of it, so and then it could be stopped by this level as a diamond pattern possibly. So that's kind of a little bit of details I'm giving you on what to expect if it will break, and you would think it might go all the way up, but it might not, okay? So it could be stopped by this level. So then I would pretty much expect that to be as a diamond pattern, okay? So a possibility. So just bear this in mind. Okay, so I'm just going to remove it for now. You just can see this is what it would look like if it's going to be this, doing this. So if it will break it, then I will place these levels back. But right now I don't want to have them, is because it's a little bit too much on the screen. That's why I don't want to keep it too busy. Okay, so all what to do is just to see what is going to happen. I would rather to see again a little bit of consolidation around this level, just as I did previously, like here, and then see how wide it's going to be. So you see placing the, again, sell orders from wherever it will start to create anything, and then placing the sell orders to go down again. And at the same time, so just need to see how far, if it will be consolidating. You see how far is that to this level. So it's about 30, which is all right, where you can protect yourself. And if it will go up, you can see if, for example, as a diamond, will stop somewhere around here, which is also enough. So you see, that's why. And of course, I mean, of course, it can be something else and then continue the way up if there will be strong news again, isn't it, for dollars? So, but this is what the first I will be looking at. Okay, if it's going to be too wide, then of course I will be looking at next that level and see where is it going to stop and start to create any small channels around this level or that level. But this moment, the first, I'm looking at this area, okay, and to see if it will give me something here to place the order. So that dollar yen also quite straightforward. Now we're going to Australian dollar, and Australian dollar didn't give anything on Monday. You see, it just went up a little bit, but didn't break the level. Okay, so but it's just all the way dropped to the next level. Okay, and went up. So it's created little head and shoulders again at the important level. So that could have been another winning trade. Very small, it's about 10 pips in here, but still could have been a trade. And now it's, you see, it didn't go all the way. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you every time I'm telling you. When you have patterns, you don't expect, because most of people would expect all the way, if it's wherever it went up, so it will all the way go down, right? But it's not always. I'm always telling you, be sure it might not go all the way. So it could be only halfway. That's why I need to protect yourself. It will do halfway, you see, and then came back. But you can use also Fibonacci levels and just see where that would stop. So here it could be maybe probably about 50 or 60 something levels. So, and that's what I did, right? Turned around, and on a bigger picture, so here we are still, it's staying inside the channel. You see, it touched it but didn't break. I just draw this little level, okay? So, and now of course, what it looks like, it might be looking like a flag, okay? So if for example, I also will draw at the top level here, you can see now, right? So it could be like a bearish flag, right? So we had a drop, and then it started to have consolidation, which created the pattern bearish flag, and then of course breaking it, it may go down, continue the way the trend, right? But it's possible. At the same time, okay, so I'm not drawing it at the top. Why? Is because, okay, here we do have quite a level here, so I'm going to leave it for now. And but on a smaller chart, you also can see that we do have a little bit closer picture. You see, using, for example, this top and that top, then that would look more like a pennant. Okay, again, so like not exactly a good triangle, but more like a pennant, and that means. That of course the market can go up, and also we had a big drop and didn't have a good correction. Of course, it might slowly just go in between them, between these levels, and continue the way up inside the channel, and then we will see if it will be trying to break it or not. Okay, so but at this moment, what to do? But just like the same as previously, to see creation anything around just this little area. Okay, again, will it give maybe another possible head and shoulders or a little channel, and then just place and go for a smaller trade. Possibly you see it can go back down, or of course it can go up and continue, either being stopped by this level, so be careful, or be stopped by that level. And of course, if there are strong news for Australian, for example, of course it can break all of it and just continue without stopping anywhere. But if it's not going to be too strong, then I would have looking like expecting it just like it was doing. You see, sitting between the levels, so it didn't come out from any of these levels for now. So just any creation you see again around the area, and then possibility to go for small trade up or for the trade down. So that's the Australian dollar for now. It's not giving anything particular, but just a waiting time. Okay, dollar Canadian, and this is 1 hour chart. So I'm going to move this right now. This is for the next week, but I'm going to show you again what could have been done this week. So that's the first when I started to tell you that this is where you could look at the first possible trade, possibly, right? So, and that would have been the buy trade, and also like the pending order sell. But here you would have probably be break even. But remember, that's what I'm trying to tell you when you're asking about the stops. So reminding you again, so the stops, if it's a channel, right, like this, right, so you would place, I would usually place from the bottom, right, or from the top, so it's another 20 or 30 pips above the channel. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't like very wide channels, because it's always the stop. If you're trading with stops, you have to place it below or above enough distance from the channel. That's why if it's very wide, then your stop could be quite wide, right, because you need to count inside the channel and outside. So if you would have been going to this trade, so this is what it would be. Okay, so you wouldn't be taking out from the trade if you would get in here and didn't come out. It could have maybe like get 10 pips, but also with the plus minus the spread, maybe still stay in it. But with this movement on Tuesday, you would definitely would have come out with profit. Okay, so that would have been one profitable trade. And of course the second one, what you do, that's what I'm going to move. You see, it's created another little consolidation right after that movement, and this expectation again is a possible correction for it. Here you go, but also at the same time maybe continuation. This is where you could have placed the orders again, slightly above and slightly below, and then get into this trade. And well, depends how you trade, and you could have get all the way that drop and back to again the same area. You see how strong this level is. It's been for how long it's been sitting in this area, trying to break that level or staying above it, and now it's jumped back up again. So that's why I'm going to move this area again. And of course this is the next consolidation, but again you see it's very wide, so you need to be really careful. It's really wide, and so don't forget, if you're doing the stops, right, quite ahead and quite below. So but now as you can see, you're waiting for the news. Okay, what's going to be, I mean, again, with the opening of the market, if it will still stay without jumping up or down too much, then to see if it's going to stay in here, and then see what's going to before Tuesday, right? Because usually I like to see the movements on Tuesday, or unless there are any news, and then it can ignore Tuesday, right, and then go to the day when it's going to be the news. But if nothing major, then to see still how the market opens and how it will behave on Monday. And so from here, again, possible go down. You see, I'm not going to remove this area again. I'm going to just continue it, right? So because it's been in this area and doesn't want to come out from it. But this is where I will start with, okay? So if it will stay in, then placing sell orders and possibly go inside back to this area again, plus minus, okay? And here maybe stop by this level again, or maybe go down a little bit. And of course, at the same time, it can possibly break up and continue the way up, and finally sometime to maybe touch that. But of course, in the middle, maybe with some slowing down and creating any consolidation in between as a possibility. But that's the first area to look at. And if you look on the bigger chart, you see it's pretty much at this point, it's just like I'm saying, pretty much quite messy. And not giving anything on a bigger picture. You see what you can look here. It's, to me, I don't see anything pretty much right here. Yeah, just if I will try, you know, to maybe like change that a little bit, it's also, you see, it's not good. There's still no need for that. You still have that bottom level a little bit further. You see, so right now we're still in here, not breaking down, and it's slowly kind of like moving, right, trying to move up. And of course, if there is nothing reasonable going, it might still sit in here and do a bit more movements and then continue finally up or down, because we're still in a downtrend channel in the bigger picture, right? But at the same time, we're in a correction trend uptrend channel. So that's dollar card. Now going to euro pound, and euro pound again is expected messy movements around the same levels, and it's exactly what happened, because nothing major was for any of the pairs, and this is where we stopped. Well, this is where you could have taken the trade, just as what I was saying, right? We had it was about slightly higher, that level, as I'm saying, on a different time frames it's moving a little bit. So we were here, and but for me, I mean, I didn't have any trades, because, like I'm saying, at this moment I don't see anything happening, and it's not at the levels I would like it to be, right? Okay, so that's how we had it, okay, previously. That's what I was telling you. So, but you see with the Monday, now I can go on a smaller chart and you can see it started to break out straight on Monday, right? So it's jumped up a bit and jumped down and then just broke it and continued away. So that's, you could have just used that level, but for me it would have been no trade. And you see it jumped back in, and the possibility again to try to take this trade. It's doing exactly as pretty much expected. You see it's just moving between these two levels, and that's what I don't really like much. So, but anyway, it could have been small trades. And so what to expect this week? Once again, if there are no major news for any of the pair, if market wouldn't concentrate on anything, what I would expect, again, the same, trading between these two levels. So what I would maybe to see, well, you see, can try to move it again, because we do have another bottom, and just to right now, okay, like this now, and to see just where's that movement will go. For example, if it will, the opening market will continue the way down and it will be stopped by this, then it might go back up. And if it will do, then is it possible, you know, to go for trade? Then if it will do some consolidation between these levels again, just like I wanted it previously. Remember, I was telling you when I had this level a little bit higher, okay, that's what I was telling you. But to place the buy order, right? So where to place the buy. So if it will do some consolidation between these two, and possibly again to use that for sell, and possibly this to use to buy, but this is very, very small distance, as I'm saying, be careful that it can break it and continue to the next level, or not finish it, and you know, can be like I'm saying, like very small trades, like 10 pips, and like it was this week again. Is it worth it to go for it? I don't know. I wouldn't probably go for it unless, like I'm saying, if it will finally go to the main level, and this is where I will be looking at opportunities to get into the trade, and exactly the same when it was down there. Like you saw previously, every time when it was doing, I was pointing out, and this is where I was taking my trades. But right now I'm not going to do it, but this is where I would just leave my levels for now. Okay, and this is where I would be looking at to see what is it going to do. Okay, so well, this is euro pound, and now going to gold. And also gold had some possibilities for trading. Okay, so this where we were, remember, and that's what I was telling you, is to use this level, right, one level and another level, and to see if it's going to sit between these two levels. And it's pretty much exactly what it did. It did sit in this area for the whole week, with a little bit breaking out the bottom level. This is what I was using, that's what I was telling you. So I would rather not to go for trades, right, until it's actually will be trying properly breaking one or another level, but small consolidation at the levels, right? I told you at the bottom level or the top, and here's your trades. Okay, so the trade, you could have taken trade for buy. It's still probably about 20 pips. You could have take profit. You see, it's about 60 pips movement. So, and of course also the sell, also not very big, but could have been a trade. And the same here. I mean, possibility not as good. I wouldn't go. I didn't go for this one, but still could have used, right? Because that's why I'm trying to draw those areas so you can see where it started here and continued here. The Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday came back in the same area, didn't break it. You can see didn't break it, and then it went up. So it could have possibly placed the buy order again, get again, because it's expecting, like I'm saying, to stay in this area. This expectation was, and that's exactly what it did. And the same, that would have been another trade. So you see, could have taken like 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, all would have been profitable. Okay, so and all is exactly as expected, all at the same areas. So what now? Well, now it's broke in, so it came out from this area. To be honest, I would rather like to see it be still in that area. Okay, but on Friday it did come out, and I want to see, of course, now what it's going to do. Is it going to sit in this area? Right, remember, because I was expecting a little bit of a possible double bottom here, as the previously it always came out, right, from the important area, like here it came out, here it was sitting in, but between these two, then it came out, and now it's also trying to come out from this outside the level. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Is it going to be double bottom? Maybe it's going to be like a triangle here, or head and shoulders, something. So at this moment, pretty much nothing. You see, because this would have been a nice area, but it came out. So I'm gonna still leave it and just to see what is it going to do. Maybe, you know, because you never know, it might still come back again. Okay, come back to here. It would be nice if it come back here, and I would definitely look at it again. As remember, this is the bit of the shoulder, and this might be going to be big head. And then it maybe will be creating the shoulder again. But you see, with all the news are going on, that's why it's pretty much behaving like this. So we'll see what it's going to do here. For well, what I would do, like right now, what I'm trying to say is that I don't see an opportunity to go in for trade at that point, because when we were here, it was a bit better, and I was telling you where I would go for. But right now, I can't tell you where. For sure, like I would go for. Would I like to see it consolidate a little bit here, give a bit small, like here, a little channel, right? Not very wide, and possibly again buy orders and see if it will go jump in, will break it, and then go back in that area, or sell order also to go inside this wider channel. Like you see here, I didn't take any trades around here, right? So that's why I don't know at this point to see, because it came out from the level. Okay, so it's underneath. But okay, that's what I'm saying, looking at this area and just to see if it will consolidate. Maybe, like I'm saying, if it will, maybe it'll have sharp movements again, and then maybe it'll go down and consolidate around this area, right? Okay, at a little bit bottom. Maybe it's using that, would use that as a channel and consolidate around here. And of course, again, it might go back up or continue the way down. But at this moment, you see here it's nothing, right? Okay, so at this moment it's nothing, and expecting, right? Again, first waiting for any consolidation here as a possibility, or going back to this area, okay, or going down to about this area. So that's what I would be looking at as possibilities for next week. Okay, and now we're going to a pound yen. Okay, and so we were around here. Remember, Okay, so and the market moved on Monday. So you see, it came out from the channel where I was telling you that was like one of the trades could have been, which I would have preferred would have been closed. But you see, it's actually continued the way down. Just like again, remember, expectation was head and shoulders, right? It's the first thing I told you straight away. So that could have been a shoulder, and that could have been either could create a head and a possible shoulder. That's why I had this yellow square, right? Remember, and that's exactly what happened this week. It's broke down, created a head, and came back in the same area. So what trades you could have done? Okay, you see on Monday you could have used just this little consolidation, or just use that level, because it did came down a bit like with the consolidation. Like I'm telling you, always levels a plus minus, a little bit low, a little bit higher, but you can see obviously could have either use and sell trades and stopped by the next important level as expected, right? Level by level. That's why I have all of these levels, so you can see where you can stop, where you can protect your trades, where you can take some trades, close some positions, keep the rest if trading stop or whatever, up to you. But do not ignore the levels. You can see how it works. Okay, so here you could have done right to draw a level and to see if that's the channel, little channel. Okay, and continue down here, and with the buy order also you could have used that level, just because we have a lot of movements around this area, and is expecting that is a head. It's been, you see, breaking up and come down a bit, breaking up again, come down again, and when it came here, it could have been possibly another trade. Okay, so also very good ones, 100 and something probably pips movement. So, and now again, a good position where I would look at, if it's not going to have big jumps or downs, you know, ups and downs, then it started to create a small channel. So if it will continue, like I'm saying right now, for me it's too small, because it's only like what little bits on Friday. You can see it's very small. So I would rather to wait again for it to see on Monday, opening the market Monday, and before possibly opening like the Asian session, maybe, because Asian session opens at night for many of you. So, and of course, possibility go up and use that as the a possible stopping point. Okay, and also go down at the same time. You see, it's quite good distances now. That's why I would look at this area. Okay, that little channel. But if it's going to again make jumps and ups, then to see if it's going to create really that shoulder. Okay, so if it will do have a shoulder, and then to see, of course, using the top and the bottom of it. So that's the one thing, right? But of course, just looking at the bigger picture, as you can see, at the same time, you see, it can possibly, right, not to do that, and it can just create, it might sit between here and here, just like giving you ideas, again, not in 1 week, but if you would say, for example, you place the orders, as I'm saying, be careful always and protect yourself, because it might not go all the way. Maybe it will just jump a little bit and then sit right here and give a triangle. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it will give a triangle. Maybe it could be a flag, just like it previously was. You see, it was also flag, right? So between these two levels, even 3 levels, who knows, like that. But I would not ignore this option that it might create a the other pattern is a triangle pattern, right? Because we are in downtrend channel, and of course this could be expected as corrections, and you know, in downtrend channels, to trade against the trend is well, any, doesn't matter, in downtrend, uptrend, trade against the trend is not very good, right? So for a while it can go against you if you are getting to the not very good trade. So that's what I'm saying, it can create like a triangle, right? Who knows? And then just break, and then finish that movement down, and then only afterwards start proper correction. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. You see, that's why it might not go up, who knows, right? It might just be a triangle. So that's just a little bit of thoughts. That's why, that's what I'm saying in here. I mean, it still might go, right? If you will buy, go for a buy, and then you might still will be able to come out, but just be careful. That's what I'm trying to say, because you know, it might end up as will be creating a bit of a triangle. So who knows? Okay, so but that's why I'm saying we need a little bit more, because with opening the market, it might already make movements which will stop you from going for wrong trades. Okay, so that's why we need a little bit longer of consolidations for me. Okay, so that's how I would be looking at the market. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like it, and happy trading, everyone. I talk to you next week. Bye.